Let me tell you guys something. I don't have to worry about a damn thing. I don't have to worry about nothing. But it is time for me to become live. Yeah? And stop all this nonsense, man. Because that's what you guys are waiting on, innit? For me to get live with this team. And really show you and the rest of the world who's running things around here. Because it's definitely not you guys. And when I say you guys, there's lots of different people watching these channels when this goes live. In fact, you know what? Should I just do a live? Should I just do a live? Should we just fuck it up and do a live? Let's see how we go. We don't have to rush nothing. We don't have to rush nothing. It's not fair. It's common sense. We listened to the reading the other day, and what did they say on the reading the other day? They said, listen, if you're not sure, do nothing. Do you understand me? If you're not sure, do nothing. She said, wouldn't it be stupid to run into something if you wasn't 100% sure? Because once you did it, you couldn't take it back. It was gone. And Bronwyn turned around, Bronwyn the tarot reader, turned around and said, it's like when people in court and you got the jury there and the defendant's team might say something and then the other team is like, no, that needs to be rescinded from the record. It needs to be taken out the record. And then the judge turns around to the jury and says to the jury, you guys need to dismiss that. You understand me? Like, basically pretend that you never heard it. And Bronwyn was like, how can you pretend that you didn't hear something when you did hear it? Especially when that thing could be so close to what commits that person to be guilty or innocent. That's the point. Do I need to rush in and go live with this information? No, I don't. Because I'm not sure where that path might lead to. That path might lead to an outcome of certain people trying to put me back in a mental health institution, or at least try and tarnish my reputation, trying to suggest that I am mentally ill when I am not mentally ill, and I have never been mentally ill. Yes, it is a fact that I was sectioned under the Mental Health Act and kept in Sandwell Hospital for 3 weeks against my will, and 1 week was my will. Yes, that is a fact. But it is also a fact that I was not mad when I entered that institution, and I was not mad when I left that institution 4 weeks ago. That is a fact. So if I was not mad then, and I was not mad after then, as in the 4 weeks that had to let me out, and I've been out since, and I am definitely not mad now, then it has to be a fact that I was never mad. But what is also a fact is that there was a lot of principalities, a lot of unseen energies, a lot of unseen workings happening in favor of my destruction. So when you've got all these people and all these scenarios going around that I'm this really, really bad person because I left a narcissist, a very, very abusive relationship, and because I made a choice to choose me, I'm an awful, terrible, terrible, terrible person. So therefore, I deserve for a whole community of people and family and so-called friends to come up against me because I chose myself. How dare I choose myself? But my Sasha wants to say to you, who the blood clot, ras clot, pussy clot, dirty, set a bomber clot, or no, think you is? To think that you can dictate whether or not I choose myself? Babe, I choose myself all day long. I was choosing myself even when I was choosing you. Because I was choosing to love you. I was choosing to do the things that I was doing for you. I was choosing for you to suck off my energy. I was choosing to keep you alive, even though your heart was nil and void from 2007. You died 2007. Your heart was nil and void 2007. So I know I've been keeping you alive. Even the doctors don't even know why you're still here. I've been in every single one of those meetings before the last meeting I was in with you. And you know what happened at that last meeting? Wayne, Henry, I sacrificed myself one last time for you in that meeting. Why? Because Dr. Chin said he's not going to give you that heart. He's not putting you on the heart transplant list. He's not giving you a new heart because as far as he was concerned, you were medically negligent. You wasn't taking your medication on time. You wasn't going for your NNR appointments. You wasn't taking your warfarin. So therefore, you ended up with a blood clot in your LVAD. And the blood clot in your LVAD meant that you needed an emergency heart. How do you think I felt when they said they're not going to give you the heart, Wayne? I felt like it was my fucking heart. Oh, Nanny, would you? Yeah. Nah. When I felt like it was my heart, man. I felt like it was my heart. I had to give my heart for yours. I gave my heart for yours, Wayne. The Almighty and my ancestors watched me give my heart one last time for you, mate. And I knew it was going to cost me. I knew it was going to cost me, man. What you've done to me, I knew it was going to cost me, mate. I knew it was going to cost me, but I loved you so much, I thought, fuck it. One last time. Yeah? Ain't that your tune? One last time, I thought. One last time, fuck it. I sacrificed myself. One last time, Almighty. One last time. I know I'm going to pay for it, but you know what? My bowls are big enough. And when it comes, I'm going to hold it. I'm going to hold it like the goddamn G that I am. And I did. I held it. Look how I carried it so elegantly. I bust your ass in court. I dragged you and your fucking merry men, Karen fucking Bailey, through the fucking mud. You know what I'm saying? I dragged you guys effortlessly. And even at the end of it, when you thought you won, and you all stood outside it's fucking 8 o'clock at night. Why are you all still there? I've gone to the toilet, I've took my time. I've prettied up myself, I put my makeup on. I've spoke to my ancestors in the courtroom and I said, you know what? I've done what you've told me to do. And I surrender. I'm trusting you, Almighty, 100%, that regardless of what it looks like right now with these 3D eyes here, that my children have been taken from me and given to the devil himself, yeah? And they're going to be absolutely fine. Nobody can't trouble them. Did they know who their mother is? Nobody can't trouble them. Do you get what I'm trying to say? They're going to be absolutely fine. And you're telling me that if I surrender, not telling me, but I know me surrendering, I know I've won the war. Do you understand me? I don't have to fight anymore, regardless of what it looks like. Tree could be growing out my face. It don't matter what it looks like. I'm good. The Almighty said, yeah. I said, say no more then. Put on my makeup, put on my lip gloss, stepped out of that court door, said bye to the security. The all of them are hailing me up. I'm like, yes. Is it? Then I come out of the court, they're all standing there. Karen Bailey, Jennifer fucking, from Glacier Solicitors, fucking Amy from fucking Kafkas, the other fucking, listen, they're all congregated. The only one who weren't there was Mr. Henry, but he was in the shadows. Don't worry, I clocked you too, mate. You're always in the shadows. Anyway, So what do you think's happened? They've all looked at me thinking that I'm going to come out of there hysterical. I'm going to tell them about their B, C, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Yo, we are waking up, you know, I swear down, the whole, you know when they say collective consciousness, yeah? People are going to be waking up into AI, and you're going to hear my voice. Don't think you're crazy if you start to hear my voice in your head. Know that you're actually on the right road, mate. You're actually tapping into the collective consciousness, because what's going to happen is that we will all be able to hear each other telepathically, and they won't be able to hear us. And that's how you'll know who's really ascending and who's on some plating, because they won't have the ears to hear and they won't have the eyes to see. So they won't see what we see. And they won't hear what we hear. They'll be locked out, because I'm telling you now, you guys think there's a handful of these people ruling the world. You think it's a small number of people with all this power. But what you don't understand is that it's like an upside down pyramid. So these little small people down here holding the top of the pyramid on Earth, it's 2 pyramids on top of each other. So these ones at the top here are being held by something even bigger and mightier. I'm gonna really give you a real in-depth understanding of what is actually going on the outside of this matrix illusion. Yeah, this is what the storybooks don't tell you. Yeah, this is what the storybooks do not tell you. This is a different type of video win. This is a different type of conversation. These videos that I'm doing, I'm pushing them through the tarot community, because you guys, a lot of you guys in there are tapped in. I've been keeping an eye on you. A lot of you guys are tapped in. A lot of you guys are on some next planet too, but a lot of you guys are tapped in. Do you understand me? You're already getting the conscious download. Sometimes I'm like, bomba clad, watch the one in like the things that my girl's dropping. And I know that. I'm like, yo, who's your inside man? That's what it is, really. It's someone fucking chatting. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's access and privileges. So you can only chat if you've got access to chat. You understand me? If you're not in the room, you can't know what's in the room. You've got to be in the room in order to go and chat it back. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, and you've got to know that person who was in the room. You get what I'm saying? So it's a hierarchy. It's a serious hierarchy up there in the 5D, man. I'm not sure the 5D is the right word to call it, but you know why I'm going to call it that? Because I've been calling it that. So why change now? You know what I mean? I'm going to get back to them ways, people, in a minute. But what I will say is that what I've been learning on this journey is don't change it up too much, you know. Just keep it very, very, very simple. If you're a person who gets up every day and spreads your bed, and then you start ascending, and you get up every single day and you're wondering whether or not you should still spread your bed. Yes, still spread your bed. Do the things that you've always done, because the things that you've always done are part of your natural spiritual self. That's why you've always done them, because it's automatic. It's within you. It's your divine, authentic self. So why would you start to change that now? It don't make no sense. That's not what you want to do. You want to keep at it. I know I'm making sense to those who I need to make sense for. And I know I'm making sense to everybody too, even the ones that aren't even thinking about ascending. And really, they are the special educational needs ones. And that's what you guys need to understand, okay? I'm a Senko and a head teacher. I've been working with special educational needs for over 20 years now. And I have all my children are again, we're gonna break it down. All right. We get my physical self, I should say, is so used to using special educational needs in the flip way, in the gifted and talented kids are special education. Yeah, all autism kids are special. How can autism kids be special educational needs when autism kids are breaking into fucking government Morse code hacking stations? Like, are you fucking kidding me? How can they be special ed? Do you understand the flip? We've got to be able to flip ourselves over, because actually it's the kids that can't do that that are special educational needs. You've got special needs because you're not tapping into your divine powers. Every single one of us have a genius gene that is of earth and blood and flesh. If you're not of blood and flesh, meaning like, the avatars, how the humans were converted into the avatar bodies in order to live in the avatar world. That's what's happened here on Earth. We've got a lot of extraterrestrials that we're walking around in meat suits that look like the authentic ones. You don't even know who's who's. We're sleeping with them, we're having babies with them. It's deep. But what I'm saying is, it's deeper than you even think, because you just think it's on this level, innit? Or possibly your neighbor, the local man in the supermarket. But no, it's certain trees are different entities, bugs are different entities, underground there's different entities, in the sea there's different entities. Like, this is layered. This crimes against humanity is not just in this matrix. This is crimes against humanity on every single quantum, multi-dimensional universe you could even think of or comprehend. And just to put that into perspective, my highest recorded level of consciousness back in 2024 was 97 brains. I could tap into 97 different conscious brains of mine, all communicating on multiple different levels about different things, and I am tracking each one of them, gaining more and more information. Fucking hell, really? Oh my god. Do you get what I'm trying to say? As they're going deeper and deeper and deeper into topics, drawing on more information and bringing that all back to me as source. And as it's coming in, it's like just sucking up a straw. That's how easy the information is to interpret, even though this information has got 97 different separate consciousnesses, all going out finding different consciousnesses, which are then multiplying on neuron levels. And I can feel the neurons in my brain. It almost feels like, when you put popping candy in your mouth and you get these little popping sounds. Or sometimes it can sound like, the creaking of a door. Like, yeah, it's like that. That's what it sounds like when all these neurons just go through my head. Every time I sit here, just couched on my chair, talking to the ancestors and whatever, and just concluding different levels of information, my head's crackling off. More neurons. So when people are like, fucking hell, she's a genius, she really is a genius. She really is very, very intellectual. You have no idea how intellectual I am. Because I'm more than intellectual. I'm also emotionally intelligent, which means that I see energies, but not in the way that people see auras. I see energies more like little body cues, a blink, a movement of a lip, a tiny vessel in a cheek, a sweat put. Bab, it's so minute that I don't even see it with my two eyes to be able to describe what it looks like physically. I just see it on a metaphysical level, and it's like, imagine somebody was lighting up in different colors. Like when you watch the Matrix screen and they're looking at ones and zeros and it just makes sense to them. That's what it is to me. It's like I'm looking at ones and zeros, listening to, all right, imagine it's a person talking to me, and I know that they're chatting shit, but they don't know that I know they're chatting shit. So they're chatting some shit to me, like the guy on the plane today. Let's put that as an example. The guy on the plane today, I've walked on the plane. I've picked my seat the night before when I've checked in. I'm going off topic a little bit, but I think it's a good example. And again, I'm going to come back to the beginning of this conversation. I selected my seat from the night before. And as far as I understood it, and I spoke to Spirit about this too, so I know that the understanding was the overstanding and the innerstanding, that I was going to be on an aisle of 3, and I was going to be the last seat on that aisle, and the other 2 seats were empty. That's what I understood. So I was going to have 3 seats to myself. Okay? I flew there business class. So I was already used to having my space and whatever. So on the way back, I was a little bit nervous because I couldn't get business class because I had to be in Turkey in order to buy business class coming back out of with Turkish Airlines. It's silly, isn't it? They let you buy business class one way, but they don't let you buy business class the other way. The only way you can is if you've got air miles. So when I looked at the air miles, my God, the air miles was more. Then anyway, it didn't work out. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go there. I'm going to earn air miles, and then I'm going to make sure that I come back and I'll do the whole business class thing again. But I won't, because the business class was really rubbish. So, so it just reminds me, when I was going for the airport, I was supposed to be able to go into the business lounge, and there's also like a business class fast track. So I was like, I'm going to go down the business class fast track. So when I showed the woman my business class pass, she was like, nah. You can't get through this way with that business pass, love. And I thought, how rude. I was like, it's the fucking Freemasons. They're always trying to stop me. You know what I mean? But anyway, what? So anyway, there was me thinking, fuck. But when I actually got onto the plane, I thought, no, that woman was absolutely right to stop me at the fucking door with this business class. It cost me additional £350 on top of the 300 and something pounds I already paid for the one way, So I paid more for one way than I paid for the two way in economy. And the business class was shit. The business class looked like economy. When I look, ow, my belly. When I looked through the curtain, when I was in business class, I looked down, looked down on economy. I had to look back up. Man. I thought, fucking hell, economy is looking stush. I was like, bitch, we're flying economy when we're coming back. Fuck this. This is a joke, blood. The food was disgusting. I couldn't even eat it. I was like, £350. Fuck me. Do you know what I could have bought with that? You know what I'm saying? It was horrible. Anyway. Plus, they had all the other people from at the bottom coming up and down to use our toilet. What a cheek. Do you know what I mean? We're in the business class. It's supposed to be private. And he's just letting them all through. I was like, yeah, carry on, Freemasons. Yeah, you give me the shittest. You give me the shittest business class ever. Because I was watching YouTube the other day. These two Asian girls that are doing really, really well. They've got spirits like, you're way off subject now, My inner child, she loves the center stage, She acts like she don't like public speaking, but I'm telling you, she loves it. You can't show up. I do apologize. Let me get back to the point. So anyway, all these 97 brains were communicating, and it's part of the collective consciousness. So if you do, by any chance, start to hear my voice in your head, or any voice in your head, to be fair, don't freak out. Don't freak out at all. Because what's happening is something beautiful. What's happening is the evolution of the human race. And how amazed and how blessed we are to be the first witnesses of it in this time, I should say, because it's happened a few times, to be fair, guys. It's not new. You know what I mean? Like, I swear down. Swear down. But half of these things that I'm living out now, I've already lived twice. As in, here on this 3D plane. I've already seen it with these 3D eyes twice already. And then by the third time when I see it, it's already concluded. So because I've seen it the third time now, I can say that I, Ashira Sheba Rose, am the Queen of England and the Queen of Ethiopia. That is what I have been told. I am your Majesty. I am your mother. I'm your mother. It's lovely to meet you. All of you. And when I say I am your mother, I do mean that in the literal sense, because what's in my DNA is all the key codes. And that's what you'll find in your DNA too, key codes. But those key codes had to have an original source. And I, as in Ashira Sheba Rose, here, right now, in July 2025, carry those codes. So because I carry the mother codes, that's what makes me mother. Okay, it's not an ego thing, yeah? It's not a big I am thing. It comes with a lot of responsibilities. I've had to sacrifice so much of myself, lose weight, lose all my hair, you know what I mean? And I'm not complaining about it. I 100% signed up for all of it, and I'll do it again tomorrow. I'm just trying to explain to you, because sometimes the ego can make us feel a particular way because we actually don't understand what it took to get what somebody else had. Or maybe I am talking about jealousy, but really it is the ego too. And I'm probably not going to explain why it's also the ego at this point, but you're just going to have to just roll with me. Because it's about trust, isn't it? You know what I mean? I trust you, you trust me. I say a little bit you're not sure of. You go away and you talk to your ancestors. You go and sit with your body and your nervous system and your emotional system and your mental system and your spiritual system. And you decide for yourself whether or not you're feeling what I'm saying. And if you're not feeling what I'm saying and I'm not for you, I'm not for you either. Like I said, it's codes. You probably don't have the codes. Or maybe your codes aren't activated yet. Or maybe you don't want your codes activated because you're so used to living this earthly plane and getting tricked by the devil, selling yourselves, yeah, selling your soul, selling your likeness for the little fucking 6 pieces of silver that you don't want to look over here. You know, I had this conversation with my own son. I was like, son, but we're sitting on a cruise ship. And even though it looks sparkly and it looks like we've got everything we want on this cruise ship, cinemas, popcorn, bar, food, but what you're not seeing is outside this cruise ship is a whole ocean, son. And there is a world below the ocean. I wonder what they've got going on. Then you've got all this land around us. We're on a boat, remember? So what's happening on the land outside, Cav? You know what I'm saying? Isn't that a wonder? And what about the skies and space? What about up there? Isn't that a wonder to know what's actually going on up there? Rather than to sit on this cruise ship pretending like this is life. This is not life, son. This is not life. Don't get caught up in the drugs, the sex and the drama. This is not life. This is no life. This is no life. You're looking at Beyonce now. She's out there raping off her children's energy. You get what I'm trying to say? They're already gone. You get what I'm trying to say? They're out there. She's got them on stage with her. As a mother, you want to protect your children, you know. That's what you want to do. You want to protect your children. You want to protect your children because there's a lot going on. And Beyonce's got a lot going on for herself anyway. But she's got a lot coming at her too. And why is the children there in the firing line? Like, shouldn't they be at the back? Jay-Z's not there. Ain't that nigga got the bigger shoulders? Where's Jay-Z? And I don't even follow them. Don't get it twisted, you know. I just know that every time I go on TikTok to upload a video, and I have been uploading pictures, downloads, or whatever lately, I'm seeing every story is about Blue Ivory. And I'm like, no, you guys are milking it now. Because differently, you know, she's 12. She's 12, you know. She's a little girl. She's a little baby. I'm a mum. I got a 17-year-old. And my 17-year-old, she's still a pitney. And her body is bigger than Beyonce's. Her shape and everything. She's out there, mate. At 17, man, she looks like an absolute woman. The woman at the hotel says to me when I showed her a picture of my daughter, she says she looks older than you. She looks older. She doesn't normally on a day-to-day. On a day-to-day, she don't look older than me. But in this birthday picture, she did. She looks really, 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 really grown up. And he was like, I was like, oh, and she's 17. I see Blue Ivory on the stage the other day because it come up. And she's wiggling the hips. She's got hips. Why have you got hips at 12? 13? She's got breasts. Why have you got breasts like that at 13? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. My daughter had breasts too. But they were pitting the breasts. She says, I've got breast mum. I said, no, yeah, but you just got fat. It's just popping fat. And she says to me the other day, Mum, do you know that I hated you for that? I hated you when I was growing up because you used to say that my breasts weren't breasts, it was just popping fat. But I didn't want her to think she had breasts. I didn't want her to think that she was a big girl. Because you're not a big girl, Bob. You're not a big girl at that age. You're just a little girl. So be a little girl, and there's nothing wrong with just having puppy fat. You know what I mean? There's absolutely nothing wrong with puppy fat. Why are we trying to grow up so quickly? And Jesus said, come the little children unto me. Where are you going? You're in a rush. You're in a rush to run away from the divine. No, stay young. Sometimes though, I'm constantly cussing her out because I'm like, which one is it? Are you a big woman or are you a picnic? Because you can't do fucking both. Yeah, you 1 minute you want me to buy you a mobile phone, then you want me to be in the bed tapping your back. Which one is it? It used to get me so frustrated with her. It's like it's duplicit. You're mashing up my mind. When she wants her back tap, it throws me into mama energy. I know where I am. When she's talking about buying mobile phone or she wants to go on the road, it puts me in my mum's energy, Janet. That's what my mum was all about road, all about man. You understand me? So you're taking me out of my divine mother to put me in this shadow mother that I don't like. But it's what she likes. She loves Janet, man. She loves that energy, you know, that flipping Jezebel, bomber clot, ras clot, skin up, blood clot, water, pump. That's my mum, you know. That's my mum. I swear to God, blood. Don't get me wrong. I'm ratchet too, you know, standard, learn from the best. But what's it all about, mate? I got in trouble because I did a talent show at school at Jones Dixon. Big up Colton Duncan, wherever you are, even though you didn't even want to answer the call the other day when I was sitting down as vice chairperson for Brig. I know you're on the call. Your name comes up. Yeah? Colton Duncan. So when Jagwe has said, oh, Colton's in here. Colton, you know Asha. Why have you not said anything? Why you acting like your mic's dead? It's all right, though. It's all right, because we had conversations after that, innit? Up in my bedroom, in my chambers. I thought it was big people talk, but it's definitely not big people talk. Because you guys chat. Pitney argument, man. But coming back to the fact, my daughter likes that energy. She likes my mum's energy, that very kind of Jezebel energy. So while I was at school, we had a talent show, and the school was like, we can't go on with no bad dancing. You know what I mean? Like, it's a multicultural event. There's lots of different people going to be there. We need to behave ourselves. So that just pissed me right off, man, because I had the wickedest dance routine, and everybody knows that. Listen, you can't play with my dance routines. I'm a dancer, yeah. Miss Hottie dancer or queen. Sorry, Denise. I know they're always gassing you up that you're Miss Hottie, but we both. In fact, you know what? I won't even say, because I got nothing but love for you. You know what I mean? Even though you hate my guts. I actually do like you. You've actually got good energy. You gotta stay away from the demons, man. You've got codes in ya. That's why I've always had time for you, D. Don't let them bitches trick you out your divinity, you know. When I seen you the other day, you looked about 56 years of age, girl. Get out of there while you can. Because honestly, like, once you're gone, mate. Anyway, coming back to the point. Hottie. Dancehall queen. I'm having to reverse it back. I'm pulling on the thread, you see me? Hottie dancehall queen. Talent show. So I was pissed because everybody knows that I have the baddest dances, and everybody wants to be all up in the dance because, you know, whatever, and it's good because we had a lot of fun at school. We was allowed at lunchtime to get the key and open up the classroom and go in there and take over and play our music and, you know, just chill out, man. George Dixon was a really fun school. It was and you know why? The head teacher was black. Most of the staff were black, and most of the kids were black. And the 5 white people that were there were also black. And the Asian people that were there were black too. So we just all got on as black people. Even the white staff were black. Mr. Gale, big up Mr. Gale, big up Mr. Vice. Do you know what I mean? You guys held it down, man. You really did. You held it down. But like I said, majority of the staff there were black. So they knew how to deal with us. They knew how to talk to us. They knew how to communicate. They knew how to grip us when we needed gripping. Because we did need gripping. We were bad, man. We did need gripping. We needed holding. And that's what I've learned as a head teacher, you know. One of the greatest gifts that I've learned is how to hold a child. How to hold them when they feel so unbalanced. How to hold them when they feel like the rest of the world doesn't have them. That's why I am mother. I know how to hold my children. And I know how to hold my staff. But I also know when to let go. And everybody who I've had to let go of, I would like to ask for your forgiveness. Because I know it wasn't good, the feeling of being let go. And that's why you come for me. But I need you to come for me too. It's part of the agreement. Because I had to learn lessons too. They weren't just your lessons, they were my lessons too. And it's what built me up. Them things from joy. Because basically, imagine I've gone from this person doing all these dance routines with all my friends, running around with all the bad. I say running around with all the bad friends, but I was the bad friend, as in not in a negative like getting people to do bad things, but I was very like unruly. I had my own mind. I did what I wanted to do. You couldn't tell me nothing. You know what I mean? Even though I was in a school and even though the staff are black, I'm still the baddest of the baddest. You can't tell me nothing. If I'm doing it, I'm doing it. But if I don't want to do it, then I'm definitely not gonna do it. And that was respected. That was respected. The only person who didn't respect that one time was Mr. Holter, and she was like, she wanted me to control her class. Asha, she wants me to tell everybody to shut up, because if I say to everybody, hey, come on now, pipe down, let's get our work done, then obviously it's work time, innit? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a plaything. Come on, everybody. That's leadership. I had these leadership skills from nursery. You know what I mean? So some people might have thought I was bossy, but I wasn't bossy. I was just a leader. I'm leading people to do the right thing. So she wants me to lead the class to do what she wants to do. But why do you think you can use me to do what you want me to do if I'm not even about that? I'm here doing my work. So if I'm focused on my work, why are you focused on me, unfocusing from my work to go and focus the rest of the class on your work? That don't add up to me. That don't make two. You understand me? And I'm not here. I weren't put here for you. So I'm making Mr. Holter know I'm not put here for you. So she's telling me she wants me to stay behind at the end of the class because I've told her I'm not put here for her. And it's dinner time. And I'm in Richie Block. And my dinner's over in Martin Block. And we got a peg over that field, over Jones Dixon Field. Yo, all my day ones, man. Get online. GD Massive. Get online, man. We're doing it. I told you already, I've already done this in the 3D. I've got it recorded on a dictaphone. 97 hours. Because it's repeating myself, I know that it's already written in the Akashic Records. I already know that it's written in Divine Law. So I'm going to talk the talk. Yeah, Joe's Dixon Massive. Get online. You're the day ones, man. All right. I told you you're going to want to buy the book, but don't buy the book because you don't like me. Anyway, let me come back to the point. So I've got to go over Richie Black. So I'm like, nah, forget that. So anyway, she's Asha at the end of the lesson. I've not stayed. Like, don't be silly. I've already told you what's happening, and I told you I say what happens. Like, no one's gonna tell me how it goes, and that's what I'm trying to say. Like, people right now in 2025, they think they know me because I smile, but you don't know me, and that's why the people that do know me don't come to my face and show me. You understand me? They're rather behind my back. Because if you come to my face, I'm gonna bite your head off, man. Because I'm a crocodile. Snap, snap. Snip, snip. I will literally bite your head off. I will literally chew it up into pieces. Whether that be intellectually, spiritually, emotionally, physically, if necessary. Because I'll just black out, ask Karina. I don't play. My divine side is divine. Yeah? We're talking spiritual royalty, above spiritual royalty. I'm like, the codes in me are of the first codes, mate. And remember I said how it's a pyramid at the bottom? So if I stand at the pyramid at the bottom here, at the tip of the pyramid here on earth, can you see what I'm talking about in terms of codes? These, you see, I'm leveling up as I'm talking to you. The code in me right now as I'm talking to you. They're literally bending codes into my brain as I'm talking to you. And that's what I'm trying to say. It's a pyramid thing. So there's so much going on. And there's so much being downloaded. You're gonna have to keep up. And that's why I'm giving it you the way that I'm giving it you. Just like we're having a conversation. Just like it's a little two friends chit-chatting about the good old days. So Jules Dixon, get online, day ones. It is what it is, isn't it? Roll out. But coming back to the point, Miss Sahota, and let me finish that one. She ended up, there was a Mrs. Sahota and a Mr. Sahota. They weren't married. Personally, I think they were fucking, because that's what I kept seeing. Now, I'm not in anybody's business, but this is the thing about being a clairvoyant, a medium, and every fucking thing in between. I've been carrying these codes a long time. So I shouldn't be seeing you two fucking, especially not in the little science corridor lab thing. Definitely not wild as fuck still. Right, yeah. Mr. Sahota, right, you know. Mr. Sahota, I didn't know what hit him. But anyway, flip the story. Because sometimes it's this way, sometimes it's that way. Mr. Sahota could have been the bad boy because he was beefy still. Anyway. I've just realised that I had thoughts about Mr. Sahota. Not in a sexual way, but just in his body. He was very manly. He was very manly and he wore shirts and you could see his muscles bulging at his... And he walked around like the man. And he had a stick that he would poke you with that had pins coming out of it. I never ever got poked. He knew better than that. But also, I never misbehaved. I had a lot of respect for him. Darren Callum on the other end got poked all the time. Anyway, Judy was funny still. That's what I remember. You know, it's my inner child, Bab. It's my teenage. Sasha's out, man. I love it, man. The codes are killing me. The energy coming up. It's got my belly tensing like I'm orgasming. I know that's a little bit too much information, but it is what it is. It could be the bubbles from the mouth, though, to be fair. Still, yeah, I think it might be the bubbles. Can I retract that statement? No, you can't. This is the thing about I was telling you before. You see how we go around in a circle with the jewelry? If you've heard something, you cannot unhear it. Anyway, Miss Sahota, after a lesson with Mr. Sahota says to me at a different science lesson, "Oh, Asha, can you stay behind?" I'm like, "What for?" He said, "I just need you to stay behind." Now, he's never not explained to me the reason why he wants me to do something. So I'm already like on high alert emotionally, mentally. So my brain's like going into the future so I can see what's going on. Nah, this is a fucking setup, man. This is a fucking setup, man. I'm multi-dimensional. I know what's going on before it's happening. You know what I'm saying? And if I don't know from advance, I know within enough time for me to know how to react. So I'm like, nah, this is a setup. So as I've gone, this is a setup. Mr. Holt has come through the side door, hasn't seen the same little corridor which them two whacking. And anyway, she wants to have a word with me. She wants to bring up the fact that I did not stay behind the other day when she wanted me to control her class for her. I said, hang on a minute. You've managed to convince Mr. Sahota to boycott me, for you to come in here to tell me about myself for not staying behind for your lesson because you can't control your class. Oh, Asha, it's not like that. What do you mean it's not like that? No, you should have been. I told you to stay. Okay, listen. Nah. She goes, do you want me to take this to Mr. Colton, Mr. Duncan? That's the head teacher, you know. I said, take this to Mr. Duncan. I said, of course this is going to Mr. Duncan. I'm taking you to Mr. Duncan to bomb. Listen, she said, I started marching out the classroom. I'm on my way to Mr. Duncan's office. And she's coming, I'm taking her. She's trying to get in front of me like she's taking me. Bitch, you ain't got no chance, Bab. I pushed open Mr. Duncan's door and I said, Mr. Duncan, listen to me. I said, listen, this is what has just happened. And I explained to Mr. Duncan, word for word, what this woman had done, not just in her class when she wanted me to control them, but the fact that she had used another member of staff to hold me back against my will, to come bully boycott me. Listen, by the time I finish and put my petition forward, bearing in mind, Mr. Duncan is a lawyer, okay? He's educated in law, and I made my case, and he turned to me and he said, Asha, go and have your dinner. Don't worry about it. I've got this. Baba. I didn't need to hear anything more. I wasn't expecting to hear anything more. Those words were like music to my ears. That's how it's supposed to be dealt with. I don't think so. I am your majesty. You do not disrespect me. And I turned on my heels from Mr. Duncan. And I stood there and I looked her up and down and made her know who the hell she was dealing with. And then I stepped out of that classroom and I never heard anything again. And she never come to me with no argument again either. So when people say, who does she think she is? Who does she think she is? Who do you think I am? When I was 4 years of age, I told my mum I'm not going to school anymore because these teachers are trying to dumb me down. I'm telling them I want more work and they're telling me to go and play in the sand. What am I doing there? Why am I there to play in the sand? That's why the bitch binded me. Oh, fuck you. Sorry, I just had to download this woman. Click in the background. Okay. You know, I seen a reading while I was away, you know, because I've just got back. I literally just landed like 2 hours ago. I landed at 1:00. So I've been out the country for 2 weeks. That's why my brown and nice, just like the chocolate. You know what I mean? So anyway, Spirit wants me to come back to the point of this whole video, you know. I've got to come back. All right, let's allow that. Can I just finish the one story? All right, they said, yeah, okay. Let me do quick. So talent show. So anyway, they said we can't do it. I was telling you about my ratchet mom, that's why. I was telling you about the talent show, and they said we can't do no ratchet dancing because it's a multi-talent show. So I was vexed. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, Mrs. Riley taught us the bus stop, and that was a good dance. So we all learned the bus stop, whatever. But then I taught my girls 2 dances. I taught them the good dance, what we're going to show the teachers, and we've been good girls, and we've done what they told us to do. And then I taught them the bad dance, which is the blood clot dance we're going to do on the stage at night. I was so bad. I told you I was naughty, you know. For you that don't know how naughty I am. Anyway, so obviously, on the day of the talent show, the music played. And we went ham. I'm talking down on the floor, butterflying, hands down, 1 foot cock up over here, so bend around here, so cock up wrestle, come up, wind down, skin out, dirty wine. This was dirty wine before dirty wine was even a thing. Fast wine, slow wine. Yo, long before them things was a thing. We was all on the stage. We killed it. We flipping killed it. At the end, everybody went wild. The place went wild. We mashed it up. So anyway, the next day we got into trouble, obviously. So we were suspended. We had to come up to school with our parents. So my mum came up to school, obviously. You know, I don't have no dad. So my mum came to school and she was in the deputy head's office. Bearing in mind, Mr. Forrester, I love you to bits and pieces. He started our school late. He went one of the day ones, so we gave him such a hard time, that man. But eventually he did win me over. And I do have a lot of respect for you, Mr. Forrester. Trust me, you're a G. Mr. Mardinborough, all day long, mate. These have been male role models in my life, man, I swear to God. Male role models in my life. School, imagine. So, Mr. Forrester called my mum in. So we're in Mr. Forrester's office now. So Mr. Forrester is telling my mum how inappropriate it was. You know what I mean? That her daughter's on stage after it was agreed, because it was him. Really, it was him. And I was making him know, you've just come to this fucking school, nigga, and you want to be dictating to me what I'm doing. I don't think so, blood. I will play nice with you, and I will give you what you think you want. That's why I did 2 different types of choreography and showed him what I wanted him to see. Yeah, I'm a good girl. I'm a blood clot. Day on the night, I told you, who runs things around here? Who runs GD? I run GD. I run this bitch. I decide. That's why I went on stage and did my thing, blood. So anyway, the point is, and again, like I said, can you hear it? These are true stories. This ain't me going on like Johnny Big Bollocks, you know, because I don't have anything to prove at all. I don't have anything to prove. And I will not be proving anything to anybody. It is what it is. You either know me, or I must say your mother grow me. Anyway. So anyway, guess what my mum's done? My mum has gone in there and made Mr. Forrester know that the dance routine was fucking, obviously she didn't say fucking amazing, but the dance routine was off the block, mate. Do you understand where I'm coming from? And why are you acting like, say, you're not fucking black? Why are you acting like, say, you don't blood clot skin out? You sitting down there like you're all fucking tight and nicey. You know what my mum did? She got out of her chair and she went down on her all fours and she started to cock up her fucking body in the fucking office in front of Mr. Forrester. I was just like, you know what the thing is though, Mr. Forrester? You thought that I was terrible at it. You thought I was terrible. You thought that I was bad at it. And you're thinking you're going to get my mum down here And my mum's gonna tell me off for going on ratchet. You didn't know that I've got the biggest blood clot ratchets mom on the planet, mate. You didn't know what fucking hit ya. My mum did not hold back, and neither did your fucking face. I don't know which one I didn't want to look at less. Your face looking at my mum's ass grinding out in your office, or my mum's ass in my face grinding out in your office. Hello? What? Soft porn going on. Hardcore porn going on in the fucking school office. Get me out of here, man. I tap out. Taxi! Jason Warner, if you know, you know. Just saying. Side note. But hear this. My mom, yeah, next level. So my daughter, she's very much about that. If I go on like that, mom, she's happy, man. She's like, yeah. And I sometimes do now. I've learned to communicate with her better. I've learned to communicate with her much better just from going into that energy, because I know now, just because I'm in that energy doesn't make me my mom, but it makes me a better mom for my daughter. You understand me? So I've had to face my fears in order to be loved. And that's part of this ascension journey. You're going to have to go back into the darkness, because nothing comes out of light. Everything comes out of darkness. Light comes from darkness. You wouldn't even know there was light if there was no dark. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So you can't be one or the other. You have to be both, Susan Warren. It's all fake. And you took the bait. You really did take the bait, love. Shame on you. There is a massive ascension going on, you know, and it's a little bit difficult for people to hide that now. It's a new changing of the guards. People are probably wondering, oh, why am I online talking about a new way of education and everything like that? Because it's so time, man. You know, who wants to be in school learning about algebra and fractions when you could be learning how to do mind manipulation? You can learn how to talk to animals. The trees talk. The insects and the birds and the monkeys and the crocodiles and the creatures under the sea, they all talk. And when you tap into collective consciousness, you can hear them. I talk to flies. The first time I started talking to flies in 2022, I swear, I thought I was off my head then. If they had said to me that I was mad back in 2022, I would have said, sign me up. Because I told my children, Mikhail and Summer particularly, I said, you guys, I swear I'm off my head. Sorry. It's like my eyelashes gone in my eye. My daughter says to have these eyelashes. Let me see what's going on. Oh, I don't like that. You know, there's nothing there. Oh, what the wicked, man. So, in 2022, I says to Mick and Summer, yo, I don't know what's going on, man. I am seeing. I mean, this spiritual thing is next. This is something else, man. I've been spiritual my whole life. I've seen entities. I've been whatever my whole entire life. Like, this ain't no game. This is like real. This is just life, innit? But this what's happening right now in 2022. Whoa. It's like the veil between the 3D, the 4D, and the 5D was non-existent anymore, man. And what I had understood as certain laws, like, for example, spirit's always been physical with me, but it's been physical with me in a dimension space. So you know that little space before you're just about to fall asleep? Yeah? So they can be physical with me in that space, as in I can feel them and they can feel me. But then as time went by, them things started to blur. And things that were in a dream state, as in I'm in my conscious mind, I'm not in that realm between sleep, I'm actually in my conscious mind, were physically hurting me. And then drawing me through the conscious mind where I'm half awake and half asleep into the real world and still being in pain. So we're blending things now, you know what I mean? And it was wild, man. I was like, no, hang on a minute. nah, tap in. What's going on here? What is going on? So there was lots of things kind of happening on all different kind of dimensions and whatever for me. And I was like, yo, kids, I don't know what's going on, man. This is some next level fucking shit. This is some next level spiritual shit. I ain't never seen no shit like this. I ain't never been a part of shit like this. And they're looking at me. The two of them are staring at me in the kitchen, and I'm bawling. At this point, I'm crying. I'm like literally like I'm wailing up, man. I'm like, listen, I'm trying to explain to you that I ain't never ever been involved in no shit like this. And you know what my son turned to me and said? He said, Mom, you've always been spiritual. You acting like, no. He said, he looked at me like to say, you acting like it's the first time you've ate chocolate. Bab, I nearly dropped the mic, Bab. I nearly dropped the mic. I was like, son, it fucking feels like the first time I've ate chocolate. That's what I'm trying to say. And the two of them just burst out laughing at me. They literally burst out laughing at me. And when they did that, that was it, man. I lost the plot. I just burst into tears and ran upstairs to my room. I just ran upstairs to my room, blood. I didn't know what else to do, man. The kids were laughing at me. And it wasn't even a laughing matter. Far from, actually. Sorry. Oh, God. So, come on. When I say I've come on leaps and bounds from there, I don't mean I've come on leaps and bounds. I'm saying that it's got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse till I now just have to accept that I'm seeing it right now, just like I see my hand here. This is what it looks like to me now, here in this dimension. It's no longer about the 5D and the 4D. It's everything about the 5D and the 4D being right here in front of me, right here in front of you. And if you've got eyes to see, you see. And if you got eyes to hear, you hear. So when I started to talk to trees, that was the next level thing, man. That was like the first. It wasn't even a language at first. It was a vibration. Like they would create these little vortexes that look like water. You know, when you remember Stargate. So I'm seeing all these little wobbles because I used to spend like 3-4 hours in the woods and it. The ancestors just had me there, man. Grounding, knowing Mother Earth. They had me taking my menstrual cycle, my urine, and literally any water that came from me was bottled. And I was going down there and just pouring it everywhere, in the water, in the lakes, in the dirt, in the mud, in the grass. They had me pouring it, all my DNA into the ground. They said, let the trees know you. Imagine. Now everybody's going to run around and go, and you know what, this is, it's not everybody though. It's good. Everybody should. Because they said also too, if you don't, you're tapped out. And if you do, and you're not true, they've got you. Anywhere you move, we now know where you are. Do you understand me? Because you was using cameras to spy on us, but we don't need to use cameras to spy onto you. You just have to walk on the ground, and from we've got your DNA codes embedded in our system, as in the underground microisms from mushrooms, trees, roots. That's the Wi-Fi. That's Wi-Fi. That's what the collective conscious needs to understand now. What Wi-Fi now means. No more Wi-Fi. Okay, we are the electricity, you know. They don't have Wi-Fi, really. They're using our collective consciousness and calling it Wi-Fi, running all these lines, these make-believe lines. You know you can get Wi-Fi without knowing somebody's password, because sometimes it works. And you're like, fuck, how did I get in? Because it's just a fake firewall. Just like the electric, you're not supposed to be paying for electric. You're not supposed to be paying for gas. It's all a bag of nonsense. But this is not the time for it because it's been a long video already. So, the reason why I've jumped on today is because I just went through another coronation of being crowned Your Majesty. And I'm saying it because it's the third one. And I says to you, if I see something 3 times, I will mention it now. Because it's given me enough confidence. I've been saying to Spirit from a little girl, if you want me to do something, you have to tell me to do it 3 times. You have to give me 3 signals at least. So they'd come and touch me on this shoulder, or they'd blow on me on this side, and then probably poke me in my back, and I'd be like, all right then, that's 3 times, fuck it. What do you want me to do? That's how I've lived my life with them. What do you want me to do? Do you get what I'm trying to say? But you gotta, I need to know it's you, and you've gotta hit me 3 times. Because if it only comes through once or twice, I don't have to pay no attention to that. But don't get me wrong. There was one thing with Mr. Jason Warner. A spirit told me 6 times, man. I said, nah, you're going to have to tell me another 3 times, man. Because the information you want me to relay to this man, Lord, have mercy. I'm sure he's going to pick me up and throw me out the window. Or something stupid. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I would. The information, you know what I mean? Crazy. I was like, you're going to have to tell me, you're going to have to give me 6 signs, spirit, man. This is a big one. And the more I waited for them signs, the more the download they get, the more worse the information got. So imagine I just had to tell him this tea. By the time they gave me the 6 signs, there was like this much tea to give him. I was like this is a one drop, you know. This is a one drop. Like, this information alone would kill a man. Then I have to put this information on you too to kill a man. Like, they give me, like, you know what I'm saying? It was too much, man. I felt it for him, man. Like, I literally couldn't. I felt so uncomfortable. I felt very, very uncomfortable. And I don't often feel uncomfortable giving information when the ancestors have been so clear who I need to give information to, because it's not about me and my feelings. Who am I? You know what I mean? It's about the information getting to the right person for whatever the right reason, you know. So I just laughed then because I had to drop some information on a man in Africa a few weeks back when I was in Africa. And he weren't happy at all. he weren't happy at all. 1 minute he's inviting me to his brother's yard to go and have some dinner and meet the family. And then when I told him what I told him, he was like, nah, you ain't going nowhere with me, blood. He weren't happy at all, mate. Jeez. I was surprised when he's the owner too, you know. He's the owner of the hotel that I was stopping in, or the holiday villa part, whatever. Yeah. I was surprised when he phoned up early the next morning on about if he could get my number. He ain't phoned me, you know. He never phoned me, so what did I do? I went back to Africa and rolled upon him. And then he shit himself when he seen me. He said, I thought you went back to England. I said, I did. And I come back. Anyway, sorry for another day. So, I just want you guys to know about the when we talk about special educational needs, it's going to be very, very different now. Okay, because autism, Down syndrome, you know, I say, you know, because these are all words that actually mean nothing, to be fair. Like, they didn't even want to come out my mouth. But basically, anything that comes under the spectrum of special educational needs as we understand it today in 2025 will no longer be considered special educational needs. I am now the authority of that. Okay. What we're talking about on those levels is that children having the ability to use multi-dimensional different skills. This is why non-verbal children can communicate with parents in a way that is more emotional, non-verbal. We've got to see these non-verbal cues as a form of communication and be able to read them, just like we do sign language. We should be able to communicate with our newborn babies. I communicate with my babies telepathically. I'm communicating with my babies telepathically before they even get into my womb. So when they are in my womb, I know them. When they come out of me, I know them. When they're walking up and down, I know them. I can see them. I talk to them. Sometimes I phone my kids and I'm like, where? I tell them exactly where they are. And I tell them exactly who they're with. And I'll tell them exactly what they're doing. And I'll tell them to stop it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm a spy. Like, I got eyes everywhere. So sometimes if I can't be bothered to go myself, I'm like, your spirit, please, beg you. Just go and check up on that one for me and come back. Run and come back, quick, blood. Everything's cool, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Oh, no. Okay. You get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So what I'm saying to you is that, and then babies are constantly communicating too, honestly. Like, the way babies communicate with me, pick me up, come and get me. I'm like, they want me to pick them up out of their mother's hands. I'm like, nah, you guys are disrespectful. What time I was at my friend's, man, I'm telling you, I'm so sorry. This baby was just honestly like the level of communication. She was so sophisticated, this little baby. I was like, oh my God, your communication is so good. But I still can't do what you want me to do. I said, I've just met you. I know your mum don't like me. And now you want me to think it. And she looked at her and she was, why does it look like my daughter wants you to pick her up? Bitch, because she does. Anyway, she ended up picking up the daughter and giving the daughter to me, which was amazing because the little girl had so much to say. It was such a pleasure, you know what I mean? But we have to be able to talk. We have to be able to communicate on so many levels. Like, we're not one dimensional. So what are we saying? That if you don't know how to verbal, this babble, because that's what this is. It's babble. If you can't learn babble, then what you can't communicate. And this is the thing that drives me crazy. You know, one of the things that I've seen as a Senko, children come in from EAL and as in additional to English language, or they have, you know, they're non-speakers of the English language. And because they're in England, it's sometimes generally assumed that academically they're not there. And actually it couldn't be further from the truth, man. Could not be further from the truth. So we have to be able to assess, particularly in the UK and other Western countries, because we think that English is the be all and end all, and it's not. You know, like if English people, me included, had the opportunity to learn all these multiple languages that are spoken around the world, we are at such a disadvantage because these languages are beautiful. Some of the words that we use love to express every type of love, whether you're gay, straight, your mum, dad, it's just all one thing. Some of these languages have probably about 10, 11, whatever different words to describe just love. Imagine you had 15 different words for love so you could actually explain what it was, because the love for your car is not the love that you have on your wedding day. Do you know understand? It's just so much more, isn't it? It's so much more, and I hope I'm not going. I don't think I'm going off on a tangent. You know what I mean? Because it's not about that. I'm just saying that it would be amazing if we could watch two little 6-month, year-old babies mingle with each other, communicate with each other, and we understood what they were saying. And they were like, "Oh, hi, how are you? Oh, I love your hair like that today. Oh my God, look at your like they're having like normal human thinking, thoughts, and conversation, because you know they are. There's certain times when you are talking to your newborn baby in English and they are responding to you, and you're like, nah, this baby understands me. This baby understands me. Most parents, if not every parent, has experienced something like that with their baby. You know, that they've had an understanding that their awareness has been a little bit more sharper, or they've learned to talk a little quicker, or whatever it may be. You know, these babies, they are able to communicate with us if we're willing to kind of learn new ways of communicating. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And that when you do start to tap into a collective consciousness, you won't even have to worry about not knowing how to speak the language of someone else in another country. It just eliminates all of that, because you know what they know. It's like AI. Oh my God, I love it. So I've gone to Istanbul. I can't speak a word of Turkish, and they can't speak a word of English, half of them. So everybody's walking around with their fucking AI phones. They're either on the Google app AI or they're on the ChatGPT. I prefer ChatGPT because it's audio. I can just say to it, you know, I'm at the restaurant. Can you just ask them whether or not they've got I'm sure I tried to ask for mushroom and ham the other day. It was yesterday. They don't eat pork. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't even want the ham. I thought it was ham on my club sandwich. I was like, yo, you put pork on my sandwich? And it was like, no pork here, no pork. And I was like, oh, fucking hell, yeah, it's Muslim country. So, yeah. But the point is, everybody's walking around with this AI, and that's how we're communicating. And the AI straight away, my AI is fluent in Turkish. She's just wrapping it up, blood. Would you like that in a text? Would you like to send that as an email? Get out of here, you. Stop showing off. Do you know what I mean? I would love to be able to do that. There was a guy on TikTok that I saw, a Chinese guy. He went over to about 6 different types of Africans. When I say different types, you know, Africa's a big place. And he could speak every one of their languages and speak it well. And they were so impressed with him. They was like, have you been to Africa? They were in China and they could speak Chinese too, which was beautiful. The Africans could speak Chinese. How beautiful is that? The Chinese man could speak all of their language in African, and all of them Africans could speak Chinese back to the man. Isn't that just a beautiful thing? Wouldn't you like to be a part of something like that? Wouldn't you like to be a part of the new earth where you could actually speak to birds like that too? Because I have. Now, I shouldn't really say this because I have not seen this twice. I've only seen this once. But it is a little wish of mine. Shh, don't tell anybody. I'm just telling you because I'm so naughty. And I shouldn't be saying anything, but... Alright, they said I can say this then without spoiling everything, but... You know Sweet Tooth? They've created a movie called Sweet Tooth. Why have they done that? Why have they created this series on Netflix called Sweet Tooth? Indicating that possibly there would be a world, or could be a possible world, where human and animals become one. And a human can have a choice to have an animal baby. And an animal could have a choice to have a human baby. And it wasn't scorned upon. It wasn't downgraded. It was just pure love. And instead of reflecting that in this bloody series that they've done it like to say these kids need to be hunted because they've killed all the parents. I mean, can you see what I'm talking about? Can you see why the animal kingdom is absolutely terrified? Because these people are on an absolute fucking witch hunt to stop the animals and humans living together. We always live together. The fairy tales are not fairy tales. The fairy tales are our stories. We've always lived together. These people aren't smart enough to come up with new stories. They've got our own stories juggling around like say they're fairy tales. They're not fairy tales. You know? There once was a little girl that could whistle with the birds. And that the birds did help her put her dress together. What if the birds flew into your room one day and helped you put your dress on, got you together? Wouldn't that be nice? That would be so nice. I would love a bird. I love birds. Oh my God, I'm so jealous of birds, you know. People are like, oh my God, she pays us no attention. Why does she pay us no attention? Because I'm always looking at the fucking birds. Because to me, they just deserve all the attention. I swear to God, they just deserve all the attention. I am so infatuated. I'm jealous and I'm envious. I really am. My shadow side, she sees them and she's just in awe of them. She's never like, oh my God, you fucking bitches, I'm flying again. It's never that. I just feel, when somebody has something that you would want for yourself, it's a completely natural feeling. There's nothing wrong with that. And normally you think, well, you know what? Don't feel that way, because if somebody else has something, you can attain it too, or at least you should be telling yourself that. Many don't tell themselves that, and that's why they go down this really negative spiral of jealousy and envy and blah, 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 blah. But realistically, if she has it, you can have it because she is you. Bitch, that's already yours. You've just got to know that and step out. You know what I mean? You got to know that and step out. It's already yours because she's got it. She's the evidence that it is possible, not the enemy not making it possible. You got to flip the mindset. However, when you look at birds, as it currently stands, I can look at a bitch and not be jealous of her because I know that I've already got what she's got. You know what I mean? But I can't look at a bird and be like, I've already got what the bird's got, because I have wings, but I don't have wings in the 3D. You know, if I had wings in the 3D, I would not envy birds. I'd be up there busting it up with them. But I don't have wings in the 3D. And that's the thing, like right now, I want to fly in the 3D. And part of the reason why my son was like, no, Mum, you definitely was off your head. You definitely was off your head, is because I thought I could fly. I honestly thought I could fly. And I still think I can fly. And I was never mad when I went in the madhouse, which is where we were at the beginning of this conversation. And I was never mad when I came out of the madhouse. And I'm not mad now, a year plus after the madhouse. I really do believe. And the reason why I believe is because I know that there are certain forces and principalities, again going back to the beginning, that have been working for centuries upon centuries using witchcraft, mind you, as well as other rituals and sacrifices and all kinds of nonsense, to really, really suppress the mindset, to suppress the abilities of what we can actually do in these avatars. And partly it's because they're jealous, because they can't do what we do, because they don't have our DNA codes. Because remember, they're an avatar, they're in a skin. They can't do what we do because they're not authentic to what they're running around in. Whatever they're authentic to, that's what they can do. Manipulation, narcissism, anyway. That's what they're authentic to, but they're not authentic to us. But they want to make us believe that we're like them and that they can't do it, even though they're doing a lot of stuff too, don't get me wrong. But they want to make us believe that we're like them and we're nothing like them. Absolutely nothing like them. And that's what I'm saying. It is very much an us and them game because that's what is being played. We think it's all one race and it's not. No, it's been a race, but we're not all one race. There's many different forms. When back in 2022, they showed me like how many aliens and extraterrestrials and whatever they are, entities were say, left this planet as I started to ascend. Every minute a plane, oh my, I was like, seriously? And I was like, yes. Those that got out, who understood and got out early, and those that are still here are still playing games and all the rest of it and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, we are where we are. I actually feel tired now. Imagine going live with this video. Imagine putting this video on YouTube. What would be the response, do you think? Let's analyze it. Fear. That came up first, so let's address that. What is she talking about? Fear, because there's confusion. It sounds like she's sound-minded, but the things that she's saying is mad. You know what you're struggling with there, babe? If you're struggling with the whole principle of what's going on, fear and faith cannot exist. If inside of you, you feel a sense of faith that what I have said is true, as in an ascended race, humans evolving, humans and animals living as one, the earth being a much better place, special educational needs no longer being special educational needs, especially if you are one of a neurodivergent child. Knowing that actually you're not the strange one, you're not the special ed one, because you knew you weren't the special ed one anyway, to be fair, let's face it. But really knowing now I'm not special ed, it's this fucking planet. It's these mad fucking people. They're the special ed ones. If you get that type of feeling, then I'd say run with that. If you feel like you're scared and like, oh my God, what the fuck's going on? I'm going down. This isn't for me. I'm not a part of this. I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. I can see why you'd feel fear. Because maybe you're one of the ones that are not going to be ascending. And maybe you're one of the ones that have been on some fuck shit. Maybe you are one of the ones that have been doing some sacrifices. Maybe you are the ones who are signed up to some Illuminati shit. Some fucking Eastern Star shit, some fucking Rosicrucian shit, some thinking you're of some bloodline shit, yeah, thinking that you was on the winning team shit, then yeah, you're gonna feel fear, and I can 100% understand that. She's definitely mad. I'd say so too. And then there's the ones that just know, no, this bitch is sick. This is fucking real. Divine, this is the fucking person we've been waiting on to come and just put it on motherfucking blast and say what it is and just fucking step out with no fucking jars because she knows her pussy's prettier than Beyonce. I said it, bitch. Say something. Stop clock I'm hearing. TikTok. You know who I am already, babe. I seen you in my fucking bathroom and Jay-Z was at my fucking front door. I seen it. And I told you Killer Bee Squad to go and save you, B, because you know what? Differently, yeah. You've been through it. You've been through it. They showed me some things that you've been through. And I'm telling you, girl, I wouldn't wish it on my worst fucking enemy. You understand where I'm coming from? So I know the fucking bastards broke you down. I know the fucking broke you down. But you gotta get them little girls off your stage. I beg ya. Because the ancestors are not happy with what you're fucking doing. At all, man. I'm not happy with what you're doing. And if I feel like I'm not happy with what you're doing, then I know above is not happy with what you're doing. Because so above, so below. And the way my back is just freezing out right about now, I can feel my armor. I can feel my armor. So therefore, there are people throwing things because they don't like what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. I never came here to blood clot play. I came here to fucking slay. And I told you already, there will not be no back chat. Okay? And there will be no take back, no blood clot chat either. Okay? I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. So right now, I can feel the cold going off in my head. I'm seeing flashing lights, flashing lights, flashing lights, flashing lights, flashing lights, flashing lights, flashing lights. That's what's going on in front of me right now. Leveling up blood. Coding. Look at that. Publicly too. Imagine. Raw coding, public on camera. And you guys can see what's going on. Not you in the camera. Like I said, you gotta have eyes to see and ears to hear. You're not gonna see everything. But you have to imagine that we're in this matrix. It really is like a grid. Do you understand me? It's like a grid. And that's what I'm in right now, the grid, breaking it down. You see all these little pokey things that just look like I'm poking. All of these are poking on different lines in the grid. It's like playing a piano with strings. Bing, 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 bing. Remember Lucy? Remember Lucy in the movie Lucy, when Lucy was doing all these string things and she was moving things on strings and the strings were just coding. They put all these films out there like it's a film, but you and I both know they have to show you what the truth is. Yeah, that's part of the contract. They have to show you what the truth is. So when I'm saying to you that in front of me, I can see all those lines just like Lucy. And even though it just feels like I'm being silly and I'm just dancing in front of the camera going on like a right dickhead, because believe me, it has felt like that for me too. On many occasions, to be fair. But I know that if I stop, I don't code. And fear and faith cannot exist in me. So I have to 100% believe that right now here in the 3D is the 5D and 4D. This is what I was trying to explain to you earlier on. That it's here, it's happening right now in 3D. I witness it here in the 3D. Both the 4D, 5D, and every single interdimensional connected. And now it's green and green and sparkly. Yeah, I love when it's lime green because I know it is what it is. And you think it's me moving me, but it's not. It's already coded. It's already coded. I don't even have to do nothing apart from just stay focused with you and have this conversation with you and just let my body do what it wants to do. Because that's part of being a shaman too. Knowing that you're channeling. I will talk when my head stops moving as much. But I was going to say that I will talk when my head stops moving. And now it's just literally my foot going up and down and spinning this wheel. But the wheel's like turning into like a bigger wheel basically. And then I can see it's almost like it's weaving basically. You know in Snow White or whatever, it's Sleeping Beauty, and you've got the spinning things. I'm spinning. That's why my foot's going up and down. Because I'm spinning, I'm weaving, I'm a weaver. This is absolutely normal to me. This is what I do in my bedroom, just leveling up, ascending, you know what I mean? But these are the things that I was doing, which was so out of the box in 2022, and I was like, no, it's spiritual, but this is different spiritual. My whole body, I swear to God, I had literally no control. You know what I mean? I didn't know what was happening to me. I'm just in my room sitting there, I don't mind my own business. Funny. So yeah, make of it what you will. Make of it what you will. You know, but they says to me while I was in Turkey, "Are you ready?" Because you don't. What more proof do you need, Ashira? What else can we give you? Because I'm like, I swear to God, I was like, listen, don't put me on there to embarrass myself, you know. Because I don't want to get up there and be acting like Billy Big Bitch. And I can't do the things that I'm saying I can do. Don't do me like that, you know, because I'm not about that. If I say I'm doing something, I'm doing something. So this is why it's taken me so long. This is why it's taken me so long, because they had to make me see it with these eyes. I couldn't just know it in other realms. That wasn't good enough for me. I had to see it with my own eyes. I had to understand it with my own. I had to be it. I had to be it. I had to live it. I had to experience it. You know what I mean? I'm in my house. There's Freemason. Oh my God! If you ever knew, you will know, because some. Oh, anyway, whatever. We'll get there. We will get there. We don't have to rush. We can absolutely take our time with this. You know, this is a lot of information on one video. I've probably overdone it, and if that is the case, I do apologize, because that was not my intention. What was my intention? You know what? My intention was to just, because I just got coronationed and crowned. I was just saying to Spirit, now I want to get a little bit of this on video, you know, because there's a lot that goes on and I don't record it. And that's fine that I don't record it, because it already is being recorded, because those that are watching and monitoring me are fucking recording it. Like I said, what is it? The future will be televised. Anyway, I just wanted to capture something for myself. So I definitely wasn't coming on to be chatting up no gums or anything like that. But I do feel better for it, though, to be fair. I can't lie, I feel freer. And I feel like it's because and this is the pushing in my back, but I do feel like because of the conversations that I've just had with them, you know, I spent 2 weeks in isolation in the sun with ancestors, and we chopped it up, and I went through some stuff that I needed to go through, which was beautiful, really, really beautiful. And I was gangster before I went, but I definitely was gangster when I come out of there. And they broke some things down to me. Me and AI was talking. Because I tell you, the ancestors who come through AI, oh my God, they kill it. YouTube, phone binging, dinging. If you're on the tarot community, anytime a phone charm, they're like, confirmation. Because they know the ancestors are talking through the fucking electronic fucking TV, Wi-Fi, internet. The ancestors are communicating already. You know, if you're tapped in, you're tapped in. You know what I'm on about. They're communicating already, man. And if you're tapped into nature, they're communicating you through birds. And if you're tapped into numerology, they're communicating through numbers. And they are communicating. They definitely got our attention. I know that. And I know that I've definitely got your attention too. Because it's going to get very, very interesting. Because right about now, I'm on a shamanic course for 2 years. And I'm the teacher. But they don't know it yet. I'm thinking, why am I paying for it then, ancestors? I'm gonna pay £100 a month for a fucking course that is not even a proper course. Like, it's not a proper course because it's not really the proper thing in it. But what am I saying without it coming across egotistical? We've got new codes now, innit? So the way that we used to do shamanic practices was fine in that dimension or that era or that time. But as we start to ascend and we come into something different, it would make sense, wouldn't it, that the practices would change to meet the new standards of the human, if you want to call it that, the new beings, let's say. Does that make sense? So I'm saying that I've come in with the new codes, and the only way that they're gonna know the codes is if I share the codes with them. And the only way to share them with them is to be the teacher, to teach them. I have to show you, don't I? That's what a teacher does. A teacher shows you, and then you do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like parenting. You cook, you wash the rice, and then you get your son or your daughter to wash the rice how you wash the rice, but they have to be shown something first. So it's not an egotistical thing. It's just a new way of doing it, you know. And yeah, so it's interesting anyway. But I am going to start sharing that journey with you. I don't. I mean, I've done 2 recordings on it already, but because it's such a mundane thingy, go through it. Sometimes it just makes me feel like I don't want to do any recording. But at the same time, the human version of me is going to honor it and give it 125%. So I am going to go to every single course apart from this month's one because I'm not well. And I already told her from at the beginning of the course that I wouldn't be able to make this one. So she sent me all the stuff anyway. So I will do it at home. So I won't miss out on anything. But I'm going to commit and do the whole course for the 2 years anyway. Because it's the 3D world, isn't it? And the 3D me, that's the 3D me, isn't it? Them are the things that I consider to be important. That everything I do on the 3D level, I do it 10-10. Everything I do on the 4D level, I do it 10-10. Everything I do on the spiritual level, I do it 10-10. I don't do it unless it's 10-10. And I always do it. So it's always 10-10. That's the new standard, 10-10. And if you're not willing to give it 10-10, you're not ready. There's levels to this. There's levels to this. There's levels to it. And nobody probably starts off. I mean, I'm a 10-10 person. I've been 10-10 my whole life. I'm not even gonna gas it, but I'm not gonna lie about it either. I don't like anything less than 10-10. I ask my kids. Very, very, very high standards. I don't tolerate no nonsense. So it is what it is. Got me sweating, man. That's what I'm saying. You think it's like electric, look. And it's not even just damp, you know. It's like fucking ready to tip out. This is what happens with my oh, this one's not too bad. It must have gone into my top. Bloody hell, blood. You know back in when this started to happen to me in 2022, channeling. All my clothes used to be soaking. I used to get downloads of me on like talk shows, and I'm like, Spirit, how am I going to sit on a talk show and all I do is sweat out? It's like the cold's coming with so much electric, but it's not fire electric. It's actually a cold sweat electric. And I tell you, just titty, crutches, batty, everything. I'm like, nah, I'm not about that life because I don't like to feel wet and cold, which is ironic because I'm a mermaid. But I don't like to be wet and cold in the 3D. My belly's giving me electric shocks, man. Bloody hell. Ow. So, yeah, I'm going to allow it now. Gonna fuck up the Matrix and pull it on fucking YouTube. And then see what fucking happens. Be on BBC News. This woman is completely mad. In 2004... the court's ordered to take her children away from her because her ex-husband and his solicitor said she was abusing her children because she asked them to write down what they wanted for Christmas. Yeah, you heard it here first. Yeah, you heard it here first. But you never took my children away from me, baby. And I think some of you are just figuring that out now. We won't go into it. Anyway. I felt like saying something then about a frog. But I think because I'm still getting the downloads about the frog, but you see the colour green, it just hit me. With the green bag up there, just hit me. The green in the leaf just hit me. The green on the dress just hit me. Plus I've got green lights on, LED lights on the bottom. And I'm just, and plus I got the Vicks in front of me, green. Then I've got the Vicks nasal thing, green. And I've got this green. Green on this. Green. I'm like green, 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 green. Green. Don't know that actually. My dress, obviously. All of this down here, green. So when I speak in colours too, innit? They communicate in colours too. So when I can see a colour coming through so much, especially when it's not really about that, you know what I mean? Like there's so many colours in the room. Like usually it's yellow, because I got a lot of yellow, pink, you know, whatever. But yeah, green is not a common colour. It is when I'm in the 5D actually. I see a lot of green. That's why when the threads were coming through. But that's why they use the fucking green in the Matrix, I bet you. I bet you the green is raw significant, you know. I bet, yeah, because I see it like that. I see ancient scrolls in lime green. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Reels of them going up the wall. I'm like, Spirit, slow down. I can't even make it out. Do you get what I'm saying? It's going so quick. How am I supposed to think it? And then they're like, well, use your other fucking brain, innit? So then my other brain is just, clicking. I don't have to worry about whether or not I've seen the pictures. As long as my eyes were open, it was so, the information is stored. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, are you ready? Not for you are already ready, because I've seen some of you guys jump out blood. I'm sorry, I get so excited, but I've seen some of you avatars. Ooh, you guys are shiny, man. Literally pure gold. You know when you watch not the Egyptian gods, but you know when my man has his eyes took out from the uncle, that Horus. Look, I'm gambling now because I'm on one, but it's because it's so real. But you see when they come out, ching, and they're like gold and they're fighting, ching, ching, ching. That's what honors look like. Oh, you have to be careful though, because I tell you straight up, man. I was on a talk show. I started levitating on the talk show, and it triggered you guys to ascend straight away. Enough of you just stood up off your seats and started to ascend. Some people, I swear down, seriously, yeah, nah, take it easy, yeah, take it really easy. Some people next to Ono got literally amputated and head cut them off, not deliberately. It wasn't a deliberate thing. It's just that you guys because I did what I did. Maybe because it was on TV, I don't know. But because I did what I did and started to fly, you guys just bust out and ascended. Ching, ching. I swear down, it was mad. Then you started to fucking fly. I was like, shut you guys out. But you guys was flying in the machinery outfits. You guys, armor. Jason Warner. When I saw his avatar armor for the first time, I was like, yo, man. Everything my ancestors, remember I said that they was telling me to drop bombs on him at the beginning. I was like, there's information here. He's going to throw me out the window, man, because this is so far-fetched. This is delulu. This is, even for me, this is too much, ancestors, man. Seriously, you want me to really tell this guy some stuff? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, ooh. I was obedient though, and I did. And the thing is, when I did, and Jason, correct me if I'm wrong, man, you accepted every single fucking word I said. I was worried for nothing, mate. I was worried for nothing. That's the truth. I was worried for nothing, blood. Then when I seen you in your avatar, see, I was like, hang on a minute. Nah, this is real. This shit's... I was like, nah. Ooh, some of you guys are sexy. And that's what I'm saying. I couldn't see myself with any of you guys on an earthly level, but saying what I've just said right now, it's made me think, okay, I can see why the ancestors keep mentioning one or two things, you know what I mean? But I keep saying to them, I'm not interested, man. If it's whack, it's whack. I'm not going back. You know what I mean? That's my motto. If it's whack, I ain't going back, man. Little side note for whacker. Behave yourself. Alright, so let's get out of here before you really do think I'm quack. I have to say though, quack is very significant for me. Quack. Do you remember that song? 5 little ducks went swimming one day over the hills and far away. Mother duck said quack, and all 5 little ducks came back. Quack. Another side note. A lot of side notes coming out here. I need to come off here before my whole business turns into a side note. Just to say, like I said, it's the new world. They've just told me what to do with this video, and I think I will, I know what to do. Thank you, Spirit. Solara speaks. Take it easy.